let's talk about Dave for just a second here. He graduated from college in 1967 and started a career in advertising and marketing in Seattle. Advertising, marketing, fire marshal, okay. Fire service career in 1976 as a volunteer with the Bellevue Fire Department. They had volunteers back then? Okay. In 77, joined the Redmond Fire Department as a volunteer, and in 1982, the Redmond Fire Department opened up for 4 laterals, and of course, he tested for the position, and in May of 1982, became a firefighter. Served as a firefighter EMT for 3 years, and in 85, accepted that 2-year rotation position in the Fire Prevention Bureau, and you never went back, did you? Okay. During that time, he created a new position, a fire inspector and fire investigator. That was nice of you to create your own position. That worked pretty well for you. Okay? And tested and was promoted in 1986. So in 92, he was tested and he was hired as the first fire marshal in Mason County. Great kudos. So then in 2002, I think you got kind of coerced in, is that a good word you use for Chief Giglione kind of coerced you into, and was hired as the assistant chief for the Shelton Fire Department. And of course, obviously, when we contracted with him in 2008, Dave was part of the package, and so he came along as well. He's done an outstanding job. When he joined the Bellevue Fire Department, he never had any ideas on his mind that it was going to be on his radar and he'd be a firefighter. How many years, it's kind of interesting that he's been with it 36 years? 39 years as a firefighter. And truly, Dave, you have been for me, you've been outstanding. We've had a great friendship, great camaraderie. We do that. So come on up. We got a presentation to make to you from the fire department. You may, please do. And what we've got the fire chief and Commissioner Tom Taylor. I might introduce real quick Commissioner Tom Taylor, Fire Chief Richard Knight. For 10 years of dedicated service to the Shelton Fire Department and to Mason County Fire District 5. Assistant Chief Dave Salzer.
Okay, this is a small token from the Firefighters Association for Dave, so that he can't walk out of the building without us appreciating what he's done for us.
From the firefighters' point of view, there's a couple things that I want to share with you guys and show my appreciation to Dave. We oftentimes, as the firefighters, get a lot of credit for doing the hard work, saving lives, but oftentimes, especially for Dave and his role as fire marshal, I don't think that the fire marshal role gets the credit that it deserves for saving lives on the prevention side of things. Fire codes matter, fire prevention matters, and it's because of a lot of lessons learned from fatality fires, those kinds of things, through the course of our country's history that we have those fire codes, and it's very important that we have somebody in place that's knowledgeable in those fire codes and that can enforce those fire codes to save lives, because it's things like means of egress, fire protection systems in buildings that truly save lives. And it's not just the work that we do out on the street, it's things related to your duties as a fire marshal, and we really appreciate all the hard work you did on the fire marshal side of things to keep the citizens of Shelton safe.
The guy, I've known him when he came as the fire marshal. We had a city fire marshal, so he, we didn't deal with the county fire marshal very often, but I knew who he was. Fortunately, we got him 9 years ago. He's done a great job. The guy's here every day, from daylight to dark. I used to always give him credit about going home and resting a little bit. Put in lots of hours for us. Probably the best boss I've ever had in my lifetime. I've told him that already. So congratulations, Dave. Hope you have some fun now and relax.
I've been here for this community, which is what it's all about. And I think this facility, Dave, really speaks to your caring and wanting to make sure it was right. The tag team of you and Kurt have created a tremendous legacy with this fire station. We're neighbors, so I know if I have an issue, even though he's retired, I can go about 2 houses away, and Dave, I have a fire issue, he can come check it out.
Several years back, I was a volunteer with Fire District 9 in Skook Valley, and we had the new fire marshal come and talk to us. And I looked at this guy and I went, what is this preppy guy doing in Mason County? But you know, I grew to love and respect Dave. I worked with him over the years. And then one time we had a fire up in Skoke Valley, and he said, Sandy, I can teach you something about fire investigation. If you put together a team of people to come out and help, it'll be fun. I said, okay. So I put together this team. We went out and met with him. We shoveled wet ash and fireboard, plasterboard, and he showed me a lot of things. He taught us a lot of things, but I cannot say it was fun.
Just before it actually happened, we lost our fire chief, Jim Giglione, went to take another job. And Dave had to step in and fill the void. Now, it was a really difficult job because before that, Dave worked for me. And then we did the merger, and then he worked for Richard. And then he still had to keep the peace. So he was working over here in what used to be our fire department. He was working over here with what used to be our people that worked for the city, and now they were all over there. Very challenging for somebody to step into that position and bridge the gap and build this new relationship. I think, and from my perspective, Dave was the perfect person for the job. He did very well, kept the peace, was always very diplomatic, no drama, just he's kind of a, just the facts man.
Hi, I'm Lisa, Dave's youngest daughter. And I have many, many fond memories of growing up with my dad working for the fire department, starting with volunteering for the city of Bellevue. I can remember driving around in our bright yellow Volkswagen Beetle bug with the scanner, and no matter where we were, if we heard something within the city of Bellevue, my dad would drive through the city and get to the location of what was going on, and my sister and I would sit in the car and watch and just be so excited about it. Then I can remember when he went to the Redmond Fire Department, and one of the best things for me today is to see all the people here that have come from Redmond that love my dad as much as I do. And I'm happy to be a part of this today, and I'm very, very proud of everything that you've done in your career, and I'm so happy that you have the opportunity to do this. And I love you, and I'm so glad that you live so close, and I'm happy for you, Dad. I love
you. This is the hard part, I guess. I'll find out. I think that a lot of people will say in their working career they're marked by the people they work with, the people that have touched them in their lives, the people that they've had the opportunity to work for, and have the opportunity to have them work with you. All of these folks you see over here in the uniforms, they're the ones that marked me in my career. I had the opportunity to be part of that group as a combat firefighter for a couple years. And I developed huge respect for the work that the men and women in this business do. So my going away gift is because all of you are still doing the good work that you do. There's one person in this room that I was very pleased to see here. I don't want to put him on the spot, but I will. Back in the back of the room is retired Deputy Chief Dick Radke of the Redmond Fire Department. Dick gave me, in 1982, the opportunity to apply for a lateral entry position. In fact, he encouraged me to apply for a lateral entry position in the Redmond Fire Department. I did. Along with Charlie Bonsgard, who was here also, we both got hired. So if I owe my career to anyone or today. And I guess I'm supposed to give advice in this process, so I'll give you all something to think about. If there's something you thought you wanted to do, but you weren't sure you should or could, you weren't sure it was the right idea, what are other people going to think? If you've ever had a passion for something that you want to do, try it. Step out, try it. At least try it instead of not trying it and always wish you had. Thank you for today.